Hey guys, this is NASCAR Fan 2 presenting you with this video here. For all you NASCAR followers and people that love NASCAR, I want you to go see this video called NASCAR Pointless. This kid proclaims that he says that NASCAR is pointless, that there's nothing to it, all you gotta do is just drive 200 miles an hour, and he thinks that anyone can do it, which includes himself. Now, me, as somewhat of a NASCAR expert, I can tell you right now that that kid would not go even past 100. He wouldn't even go past it. He's 14. He can't go 200 at all. There's no way. Let alone going in a corner, with 42 other people right on your butt, trying to pass you. But what am I going to do? I'll probably spit out and crash, having no experience. But my point is, there is a lot more to it than just turning left. You gotta build a car, you gotta build a race car from scratch. You gotta build, let's see, about maybe 70 cars, 70, 80 cars, because you have to bring the primary and the backup car to the track. You have to make a lot of adjustments, which include wedge, shocks, springs, camber, caster, bump, rebound, all stuff like that. And then you gotta qualify your car, you gotta practice for about 2 to 3 hours, and then you gotta race for about 3 hours. When you're not at the track, you test your car at a track, and you're in the shop non-stop pretty much until the car is completely perfect for the track. Race day, like I said, you have to race for about 3 hours, but you have to make pit stops, stop in the pit stall. You have to avoid wrecks when they happen. And yes, you have to go about 200 miles an hour every week, except for short tracks. I don't think any sport is more complicated than NASCAR is. I can tell you that. Football sure ain't. Basketball isn't. Alright, football, basketball, baseball really isn't. Hockey isn't. It's not really complicated. It's just two teams pitting against each other. NASCAR, it's 43 guys racing at the same time. It's very, 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 very hard to win. You have a 50-50 chance at a team game. Like, let's say the Bulls versus the Celtics. 50-50% chance of them winning. Football, Bears and Vikings. 50-50. Hockey, stuff like that. But you have about a 2% chance to winning every Sunday or Saturday you race. About 2%. Because there's 43 guys trying to win as well. All I'm trying to say is, there is stuff to other sports, you gotta work out as well as in NASCAR, and you gotta practice your pit stops as well. Think about what you gotta do. There's a lot more to NASCAR than what I mentioned, but NASCAR is one of the most complicated sports there is, and it requires, I say it's one of the sports that requires the most work, because you gotta be working nonstop. Right now in the off season, the crew right now is preparing cars for February, okay? And all of us racers know it too. That's my review. I don't have anything against him. I don't have anything against the 14-year-old or whoever I'm talking to. I don't have any grudges against anyone. But I just hate it when people say that NASCAR isn't a sport and all you do is turn left. And that, I just hate it when people say that. It gets on my nerves because you think all you do is turn left? Well, that's a bunch of baloney. You don't do that. There's a lot more to it than that. Well, thank you for listening to my video. Well, my point is NASCAR isn't pointless. There is something to it. You have 36 races to win a championship and everything, And I'll ask you this. Do you think NASCAR is pointless, and why? And don't give me the excuse all you do is turn left and go about 200 miles an hour. I understand if you're watching it, it's probably boring, but if you're in the car doing it, it's not boring at all. You'll be having an adrenaline rush. But yeah, my poll for this video is, do you think NASCAR is pointless? Vote and tell why. Thank you for listening to my video.